Good morning, Spiritual Life Center. Welcome to the new dawn of SLC. We want you to know that your soul is welcome here. You are in the right place at the right time. We have Jesse on guitar today, even though it said Russell. We got Anne, Marie, and Lori, Sam and Dom, and yours truly, and you, most of all. And we're going to sing.
That's right. Whether you are live streaming or here in person, we're going to sing about how we're all welcome here. It is buzzing in here. Let's sing.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be.
In the right place.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. And I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Part 1 of The Field of Dreams, Setting Goals by Reverend Rick, and the meditation by Reverend Deborah.
I'm in the right
You are in for a treat.
right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. And I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome.
Oh, my soul is welcome.
Oh, my soul is welcome here. And oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Go ahead. My soul is welcome here.
It's time for new
My
beginnings.
soul is welcome here.
Oh, it's a new dawn on a new day. And I'm feeling good.
My soul is welcome here.
My soul is welcome.
My soul is welcome here.
Your soul is welcome.
My soul is welcome here.
Everybody's welcome.
My soul is welcome
morning. Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the platform our new senior minister, Reverend Dr. Rick Belous.
Good morning, Reverend Deborah.
Good morning, Reverend Rick.
Here we go.
Hey, we greet you this morning in the name of all that is good, all that is holy, and all that is sacred, and in the warm and loving energy of this community, Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors all people worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and of course the beautiful temples of nature, because we know there is no space that God does not grace. And if you're with us for the very first time today, whether you're watching us online or here in person, we especially want to welcome you because we know that you are not here by accident. Every one of us is here by
Divine appointment.
And we're so very, very grateful to have Reverend Rick with us. We're grateful to be able to get together, and that gratitude extends to silencing your electronic devices, and please refrain from flash photography during the service.
And you know what? Today's daily word is, just spot on with what we're going to be talking about, prosperity. The editor of the Daily Word is Reverend Teresa Burton. We went to seminary together, and we would often sneak away and get Indian food together. And she taught, this stuff is written like 7 months in advance or so. But I always find it amazing how sometimes the right word that we need is there just at that right time. As I say, the word is prosperity. The affirmation is, my prosperity is unlimited. I claim my good now. After King Darius hauled an unbitten Daniel from the lion's den, the king wrote to other nations to praise the divine power that had delivered the Hebrew prophet by taming hungry beasts. Overcome by divine goodness, Darius prayed for abundant prosperity among the people of the ancient world. Today, the lions I face may be rising prices when shopping and greater costs for basic needs. Even in the den of apparent lack, my prosperity is unlimited. In prayer, I claim my good, grateful to live in an abundant universe. I pray that cooperative interaction with others who are seeking their own prosperity brings an end to poverty and establishes world peace. I claim prosperity for myself and all others. And from the book of Daniel we read, then King Darius wrote to all peoples and nations of every language throughout the whole world. May you have abundant prosperity. Today's daily word is prosperity. Dear Spirit, thank you for this growing season. Thank you for Spiritual Life Community and Center. Help us to know that oftentimes that prosperity is going to be flowing through divine ideas, synchronized with divine order. And for this and so much else, we say thank you and amen and amen. Let's say our mission together: to transform lives, to make a positive difference in the world as we love, serve, and remember. And I've been watching, this is not about you guys, I've been watching the services online, but I've seen a lot of congregations say the Unity 5 principles, and sometimes it can sound almost like my days back in New York in Grand Central, where the speaker comes over the speaker, the 517 is leaving for Larchmont on the track. In the last few months, there were times when I would just feel totally overwhelmed about the move. It's never going to happen. I'm never going to be blah, blah, blah. But I would then, that still small voice would go off. How does that align with unity thinking, Rick? It doesn't. You're sinking into error thought. You're sinking into stinking thinking. How do you get out of that? Oftentimes, it's through Unity's 5 principles. And I would find that by just maybe one or two of these principles, I could right the ship. The ship would right. And the irony is that a lot of times nothing changed in the outside world, but my consciousness had changed. And when my consciousness had changed, it made all the difference. So let's say these 5 principles together. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God. And we must take actions. So, Reverend Deborah, as my Jewish grandmother used to say, so what's new?
Watts. You are.
Oh, there you go.
We have our Wednesday community meal this Wednesday. It starts at 6 o'clock. And of course, if you're new to SLC, this is a way to come and get to know people in a very casual atmosphere. We have salad, and there's usually a nice dessert as well. And it's just a time to sit and chat and get to know each other. And then at 7 o'clock, we're still not having WOW programs. We're going to do a oneness prayer circle again. It'll start at 7. And just come in. I take you through a little short meditation, and then we go into a prayer. And this allows you to express your own wish for prayer during this time. And it's very, very quiet and internal and simple, and I invite you to come join us with that. And also, thank you, everyone who participated in James' send-off, however you did that. It was a rockin' good time, and we thank sponsors, volunteers, and especially the dessert fairies. The desserts were amazing. Thank you, everyone. Reverend James was so grateful and so touched, and I think we gave him the best send-off a person could ever have.
And let me add, if Ken Jennings ever steps down from being the host of Jeopardy, I know who the next MC of Jeopardy should be. He did a fantastic job.
I'm not that smart.
Okay. All right.
But the tickets have all been sold. The drawing is going to be after the 11 o'clock service. So now you're going to have to go out and buy a bridge, not a ticket for SLC.
Right. And let's see, what else? Oh, the Light to World Gala. You guys, how many people have been to the gala before? Okay. All right. For those of you who haven't, you have a wonderful thing coming up. We're going to call it New Dawn. And it is Friday, September 19th, and you'll be hearing more about this every week until we get to it now. The thing is that we're also open for sponsors now. Every year we ask people to help sponsor the gala. This is our biggest fundraiser of the year. So if you are interested in becoming a sponsor for the gala, go talk to Patty out at the hub. And also, I believe you can sign up to be a sponsor online as well. But for more detailed information, you can just go chat at the hub. And of course, we also have an auction at the gala every year, and so we still have the call for auction items, and there's a table out front. So George is manning. There's George again, and George all the way. So he's going to be there all the way through August 31st, and the auction is really a fun time, and we're really trying to upgrade it this year. So go have a chat with George and see what he would like to see from you.
You know, unfortunately, one of the best-kept secrets in many towns in the United States is the Unity Center. We hope to change that, and one of the things by doing that is also through membership. We oftentimes soft pedal membership, but it's important. We're going to be doing strategic planning, and we'd love you to be part of that and to be a voting member. There's going to be a new member info session at 1 p.m. It will be in the annex. If you're considering this or might be interested in it, please join us. Sally and I will be leading it, and so we look forward to seeing you then.
How many people have not participated in Faith in Action? Okay, so you're probably new, because otherwise you probably would have. Faith in Action is our 7-week community book study, and we do this every year in October, and we choose a book, And then we write a little study guide to go with it. The Sunday messages for 7 weeks reflect whatever chapters we're studying in. We have artists who create different pieces of work to reflect what also is in the chapters for that week. And we have small groups that meet in homes. Now, to have small groups that meet in homes, we need home hosts. See how that works? And so, so how many people have been a home host before? Okay, I hope you're all signing up again because we would love to have many, many groups this year. When you're a home host, you invite, I don't know, maybe 8, maybe 10 people at the max, but depending on what your home will hold. And they come to your house for an hour and a half for every week, and you sit and you go through the chapters and just have a wonderful time. People make really, really deep friendships during this time. If you are open to having your home invaded by Faith in Action people, and you don't feel like you can be a facilitator, that's fine, because there's almost always someone who's willing to facilitate but isn't comfortable opening up their home. So if you have any questions about any of this or how it works, please come find me, because we really would love to have new people be home hosts, and of course all of the rest of you, we'd love for you to sign up as well. We're only doing the sign-ups for 3 weeks this year, so next Sunday is the very last day you can sign up as a home host. So go out and you can sign up at the hub. Actually, we would prefer that you sign up online, but if you are electronically challenged, we can help you here in the office. So we hope to see a lot of you sign up. Thank you. And remember, there are many things that foster transformation here at Spiritual Life Center. One of those transformations, of course, is the opportunity for prayer. And our chaplains are here. They wear the white stoles, and they're happy to pray with you in times of challenge and in times of celebration. So as you go out into the courtyard today, find a chaplain and have a nice little chat. And also, you can check out our weekly offerings. You can go out to the bulletin board, look at that, talk to the ladies at the hub, and of course, anything you could possibly ever want to know about SLC is on our website.
And you know, we don't recommend the Lone Ranger method of spiritual growth. I mean, it really is a team sport. We come here for spiritual connection. We grow together. So now let's take a moment and greet each other as we think best. Let's start.
To take all that good energy from greeting one another and join us in singing our group's song. This is another Faith in Action tune from 2017. I remember. Please join us in singing. Oh, every day is an opportunity to walk the path through the heart, awake my soul, expand the light, and love, love, love it all. I remember in the stillness of the morning. I see you remember the chaos of the day. Sing it out, sing it out. My resting place reflecting. Spirit at work, Spirit at play. I remember every day is an opportunity to walk the path through the heart, awake my soul, expand the light, and love, love, love it all. I remember every day is an opportunity
Now, as we settle into our chairs and prepare for meditation, let's raise our voices and speak out loud together our vision statement. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions, weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom. We cultivate spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. Please join us in singing. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. I am the, 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 you are the heart, you are the hand, you are the heart, you are the hand, we are the heart, we are the hand, we are the heart, we are the hands, and a blessing to the world. We're a blessing to
We are the heart. We are the hands. As we move into this time of quiet, take a deep breath and slowly exhale. In the next cycle of breaths, just allow your body to relax. Drop your shoulders. Relax your eyelids. And as you breathe naturally, allow your consciousness to float up and up and up into a light daydream. In this daydream, you are looking at the palm of your hand. You see your fingers, maybe the tips of fingernails, maybe some little scars or other marks. And then you look at the lines in the palm. And the longer you gaze at your hand, the more detail you begin to see. Like a zoom lens in a movie scene, you come in closer and closer and closer until the cells in your hand are magnified and you find yourself surrounded by the millions of cells that make up that one part of your hand. The cells are full of life and light. You can feel their energy. You can hear them humming as they live their lives. Pick a cell and zoom right through the molecules into the atoms that make up this cell. They are active, vibrant, intelligent, conscious. There is a deep, deep sense of peace. The energy at this level is beyond description. And it is so pure that it feels as if you had fallen directly into the divine. And yet there is an inner stillness. As you float and drift in this incredible energy, something interesting happens. The scene changes. And it's like you have turned around and you're looking at the whole of creation from the inside. Everywhere around you, atoms and subatomic particles vibrate and shine and hum. They are life itself. They are consciousness. And then you gently turn again and zoom out. And you start to see the patterns made by these atoms, the patterns of the world in which you live. Your vision clears, and now you see people, animals, plants, buildings, even the very air. You see them as magnificent groupings of conscious atoms, all twinkling in the same light and love. You are at once an observer and participant in the divine soup of life. You experience yourself as you really are, a soul composed of the divine energy we call atoms. You are conscious. You twinkle. In this cosmic dance with the all, you are still within. You are at peace. In this peaceful state, ignite your inner power as you float in the silence. Your inner power is awakened and it vibrates in and through your being. You know that you are an integral piece of a greater whole that relies on your power to do its part. You are still. You know. With gratitude for this quantum experience, take a breath and slowly zoom back out. With each breath, your physical world begins to coalesce, to put its skin back on. As it resolves into your physical environment and you return to awareness, please receive this blessing. Oh, my beloved, there is no space that God does not grace. Every particle that creates your universe is imbued with the original divine idea and your soul is an integral part of that divine idea. The divine idea is you. You are the divine idea. There is only one mind, one power, one heart, and through this, you are a blessing to the world. Remember this, always.
This is the sound of one heart starting to heal. This is the sound of faith stepping out of fear. Oh, the journey of one soul's passage through time, and oh, this is one lone dreamer learning to fly. And this is the sound of love reaching out from the storm, calling through the thunder, through the anguished war. And I can feel the winds, feel them beginning to turn. And oh, this is one small light starting to burn. And your love is shining in everything I do. And I hear you calling for me. For all roads lead, all roads lead, all roads lead to you. And this is the sound of prayer on its way to the sun, calling all the children together as one. And I can see us there, see it clear as the blue. And oh, this is one small heart. Here is my gift to you. And your love is shining in everything I do. hilltops, count the towns as we're crossing over. See no, hear no, speak no sound on this golden flood.
If I could be Joan Rivers for a moment, can we talk a minute? Music here leaves so many other churches just in the dust, quite frankly. Well, first let me say it is with a joyous, optimistic, and grateful heart that I thank you for this opportunity to serve you as your new minister. It was such a thrill to fly into Sacramento earlier this week and realize that I was landing in my new spiritual home. I made the flight with my 10-year-old daughter, Therese, 10 going on 21. I also made it with my black cat, Sphinx, who was pubbed under the seat in front. And Delta is going to nominate Sphinx to be Meower of the Month. Unfortunately, Peg was not on the flight. She is back in Virginia, still having to tie up some loose ends and some loose pipes, as it were, but she will be here soon. You know, a few weeks ago, when we were in Virginia, I turned to her and I said, now, you're going to be in Virginia for a while. I'm going to be in Sacramento. Don't worry about it. I will be glad to lay out the furniture and set up the kitchen in our new Sacramento home. You should have seen the look of horror in her face when But you know, as she was driving us to the airport, and it was an early flight, something that Mark Twain wrote many, many years ago kept going through my head. Mark Twain wrote about a little boy who was moving, and he walked outside, turned around, and said, "Goodbye, house, we're moving to Missouri. Goodbye, tree, we're moving to Missouri. Goodbye, God, we're moving to Missouri." So, you know, there's been such discombobulation over the move in our house. You know the old saying, if the shoe fits, wear it. Well, in my house now, we're saying, if the shoe fits, good luck finding it. So let me set the stage. We have a new minister, 5 new board members, a new youth and family minister director is going to be coming in. The stars are aligning. It really is time to build something new at SLC. Remember Martha and the Mandellas? Summer's here, the time's right for dancing in the streets. Well, summer's here, the time is right for us to really build something and to build on what we have. And quite frankly, the reason we'll be able to do this, well, I think Sir Isaac Newton, I think, said it the best. He said, if I could see far, it's because I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. We can do this because we are standing on the shoulders of some giants, and one of those key giants is Reverend James Trapp. And I could spend the rest of the hour just talking about the giants, but there is just one I would like to single out, and that is our outgoing board president, Josie Johnson. You know how sometimes you want to get in, but you know the door won't move even if you take a battering ram to it. Other times it's just a feather in the door, as it were, opens. Well, when I heard that you guys were looking for a new minister, I made a call, and thank God the person I got, and there were several calls I got, was Josie. And you couldn't have asked for a better ambassador to sell the vision and how, what SLC is all about and how special it is. Now, I want to, several of you have said to me, you really should share this from the podium and from the platform, and I'm going to do this. It's easy. You come here every week, you see the warts and the blemishes, and you don't realize sometimes, or you lose sight of the really good stuff that's here. I have for many years served as an advisor to Unity Worldwide Ministries, an unpaid advisor, as it were. So I've seen the lay of the land. Before COVID, there were many centers like you that had a 9 o'clock service and an 11 o'clock service. Post-COVID, almost nobody else besides us has a vibrant 9 o'clock service and a vibrant 11 o'clock service. I mean, a few churches are holding 9 o'clock services, but quite frankly, it's 4 people in a broom closet, And, if you look at our 9 o'clock service, I mean, it is the 9 o'clock service is larger than most other, Unity spiritual communities. A lot of Unity communities are giving up on youth and family ministry, which I'm glad to hear that, because I agree, it's a mistake and it is wrong. It's condemning your congregation to be a ghetto of and I'm a baby boomer, but a ghetto of baby boomers. And we may have wonderful qualities, and our souls may be immortal, but the flesh is not. It is so important to have a vibrant community with many, many generations. I don't want to say mission accomplished, but we are moving in the right direction. My 10-year-old daughter, Teresa, only has been to the religious school twice, once when the tryout weekend and once when we were coming to look for a home. And she already has a good little buddy from out of the religious, Naomi's daughter, Simone. My daughter and Simone have gone on play dates. They've gone swimming together. The other day, as a matter of fact, Therese turns to me and says, "Daddy, I want an asymmetrical haircut like Simone's." And believe me, spiritual communities can be built on asymmetrical haircuts. I mean, this is really important, and we have it, and we're moving in that right direction. The music program, I mean, I'm glad I said it before, but seriously, leaves most other churches in the dust. The other, quite frankly, and I could go on, but let me just cite one more. Most of the millennials and Gen Xers and Gen Zers that we are going to meet, we're going to meet them first online, not in the physical building. Eventually, they may come in. I've had at my last congregation, it was often that somebody would come up to me and say, "I've been watching you for 4 months," or whatever, and this is the first time I came in. The videos and the live streams that we put out are so important, and quite frankly, the AV team here is doing a job which is so far superior to so many other churches. I mean, so we have all this to build on. And in a few weeks, actually Labor Day weekend, I'm going to be talking about why I honestly feel there is going to be a surge of spiritual interest. You're going to have a ton of people spiritually seeking for several changes, which I will be talking about. And, my first ministry was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is Oral Roberts country. I also was a minister in Lynchburg, at Unity in Lynchburg, which is Jerry Falwell. It's funny. To drive to that church, I had to drive on the Jerry Falwell Parkway. So the Unity Church, we were knocking out some pavement so we could drive out and go on the Family Dollar parking lot too. And so they named it the Belous Bypass. And I was so grateful that I didn't have to die to get, the Belous Bypass named after me. So, but I feel that what we have to offer is going to appeal to so many people. And it's now time for us to get our own house in order and produce services and things which will be attracting these people in. So we're going to be doing a 7-week multi-purpose series on on looking at building our field of dreams. It's going to be based around a wonderful book by Reverend Mary Mannon Morrissey, Building Your Field of Dreams. And there is a very strong relationship between Reverend Mary Mannon Morrissey and SLC. And I thank Reverend Janae for pointing this out to me. Many years ago, when Reverend Michael and Faith Moran left Christ Unity, they went to Unity Village, the headquarters of the Unity movement, and they worked on creating retreats. They were excellent retreats, but they felt this is not our calling. We were called to work with local ministries. Well, at that point, Mary Mannon Morrissey's Living in Richmond Center in Oregon was on a roll. It was probably the leading New Thought interfaith center for miles around. And so she asked them to become associate ministers. So they went to Oregon and worked with Reverend Mary. Then some people from Sacramento talked to Michael and Faith and convinced them to come down to Sacramento. And out of that stew came SLC. Mary Mannon Morrissey was a key early supporter of SLC. She spoke here many times in the past, and I affirm that she is going to be speaking here many times, and many times in the future. So her book, it's very interesting. She builds it around one of my all-time favorite movies, the movie Field of Dreams, starring Kevin Costner, James Earl Jones, came out in 1989. And what essentially she does is she takes various aspects of that movie and also relates it to her life, and then shows how these are various steps to take your dreams into goals and to make them into, as it were, concrete reality. So since this centers so much around a field of dreams, I know many of you saw it and whatever, but let's refresh our memory about a field of dreams. And I know some of you probably haven't seen it, so this I think would be very, very useful. In Field of Dreams, Kevin Costner plays a guy named Ray. So it's in the 1960s, and Ray is about to go off to college, I think it was Berkeley, and his old man says, let's have a baseball catch. And their relationship is gone south for years. And Ray looks at his father and says, why should I have a catch with you? You worship criminals. What did he mean by that? Well, Ray's father was a minor league baseball player who never made it to the major leagues. And his father worships Shoeless Joe Jackson. Now, who was Shoeless Joe? Shoeless Joe was an incredible baseball player. As the name implies, grew up dirt poor, could barely read. But Shoeless Joe, to the pre-Roaring '20s generation of kids, was what Mickey Mantle was to my generation. In 1919, Shoeless Joe was on the Chicago White Sox, a star on the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox make it to the World Series, and gamblers get to them and put in a fix, and the World Series was fixed. Shoeless Joe is one of the ones, whether he really understood what he was getting involved with, I think is debatable. But anyway, Shoeless Joe was banned for life from professional baseball. I believe if Shoeless Joe was allowed to play, he would have rated right up there with Babe Ruth, with Ted Williams, and with Willie Mays. But anyway, so Ray goes off to college. His father dies a few years later, and the relationship never healed. So it's now modern day. Modern day, remember, in terms of the movie, is the late 80s. And Ray is now a corn farmer in Iowa. He's married, has a young daughter. Now, you don't have to know too much about agriculture to understand that the Iowa cornfields are really something. I remember the first time I was in Iowa and I saw the cornfields. The soil is literally, it looks like black gold. It really is different and all that. Ray's working in the field and he hears this Charlton Heston kind of God voice saying, build it and he will come. Build it and he will come. Build what? And Ray then goes into, doesn't use the word meditation, but essentially that's what he was doing and all that. And he determines if he plows under some of his cornfield and turns it into a baseball field, Shoeless Joe Jackson will come. Now, how could that possibly be? It's the late 1980s. Shoeless Joe died in 1951. But he does it. This is his goal, and he does that. Now, I can imagine when Noah was, building the ark, how he must have been razzed, and teased. Ray is getting teased left, right, and center. But beyond that, his brother-in-law looks at him and says, I didn't let you in the family so you could drag my sister and my niece into poverty. Your farm is just barely profitable. You plow that field under, and you're going to bankruptcy. Ray continues. A few nights later, his daughter is looking, and she says, Daddy, who's that man coming out of the cornfield, and he's wearing some old-fashioned baseball uniform? Ray knows who it is. It's Shoeless Joe. How could it be? But it is. He walks up. They start talking. Shoeless finally says to him, says to Ray, can you pitch? Ray says, well, kind of. Okay, you're the pitcher, I'm the batter. Ray says, well, don't we need a catcher? Shoeless Joe says, if you can get the ball over the plate, we don't need no catcher. So they have batting practice. Shoeless Joe says, wow, this was fantastic. I mean, can I bring my friends around next time? Sure, says Ray, sure. A few nights later, out of the cornfield comes the whole White Sox team. Not only that, Ray's looking, oh my God, that's Honus Wagner. Wow. And he looks over here and he says, I'm not going over there, that's Ty Cobb. And then he looks and he says, my God, that's the Babe before he went over to the Yankees. Wow. And then he looks up and James Earl Jones comes over, and as only James Earl Jones can do. James Earl Jones says, Ray, hold true to your vision and your goal. People will come. And in one of the last scenes, you see lines of cars streaming to the field. And then in also one of the last scenes, a young man comes out of the cornfield. He's wearing a minor league uniform. Ray knows exactly who it is. He goes over and they talk. And finally Ray says, Dad, let's go have a catch. And that catch, which should have, could have, would have happened in the 1960s, is happening now. That night, love and forgiveness is flowing on that baseball field. Closing credits. So how does this relate to Mary Manning Morrissey's life? Well, in plenty. Mary was raised in a town in Oregon. She grew up in the upper middle class section of the town. It's now the 1960s. Mary, quite frankly, has grown into, she's a real cutie patootie. She is a high school cheerleader, and they'll be rocking in Boston, Pittsburgh, PA, deep in the heart of Texas, out in Frisco Bay, way down in St. Louis, and over in New Orleans, all the cats want to dance with sweet little 16. Woo! Well, there was this wild Chuck Berry side in Mary back then, but she also, everybody realized there was a bright head on on her shoulders. She was elected to student council office. She was elected the junior prom queen. I'll tell you one thing she was not elected. She was not elected most likely student to get pregnant. And that's exactly what happened. This is the 1960s, small town Oregon. Abortion is not on the table. Adoption is not an option. Shotgun wedding is. So here's Mary Manning Morrissey, and she's a teenage mom in a shotgun, unhappy marriage. She goes back to the high school, and the authorities say, where do you think you're going? She says, I want to go to class. Look, young lady, not after, you're not going, you're not here. Well, then where can I go? Well, we run this institution on the other side of the tracks. It's for juvenile delinquents, immigrants, the flotsam and jetsam of the community. You can go there. So she's here. And as she's there, she gets this dream, wild dream, and to be a teacher, a goal to be a teacher. She takes a piece of cardboard and she writes on it, teacher. I mean, how's she going to do this? They're barely coming up with the rent money and the diaper money. And every time she feels, oh my God, it's an impossible dream, this is an impossible goal, she takes out that piece of cardboard and holds on to it for dear life. Fortunately, some New Thought people come into her life and start teaching her spiritual principles, which she sees really works and is really changing her life. And then this dream comes to Mary. I mean, whack-a-doodle. I mean, she gets this dream about something she's calling the Living Enrichment Center. And it's going to be on a beautiful campus. And it's not going to be like a normal church. It's going to be more like a Hindu ashram or a Buddhist sangha. I mean, whack-a-doodle. But you know what? Every one of those dreams and goals became a concrete reality and actually happened. I wish I had studied under Mary. I read almost everything, but did not studied under her. Person I did study under was Reverend Edwene Gaines, great Unity minister, who many of you know. Probably her most famous book is The 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity. And one of the 4 laws is the point of goals, the importance of goals. Edwene points out how almost all the great spiritual traditions are goal-centered or goal-oriented. Moses leading the Israelites into the Promised Land. Jesus at the end of the Gospels, the Great Commission. If you look in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, the prince, is riding on his chariot, and there's Krishna, Lord Krishna, and they're discussing essentially goals. What goals should he be pursuing and all that? And Reverend Edwene Gaines, again, like Shoeless Joe, was born dirt poor, and she was also a young mother with kids, not knowing where the money was going to come from and all that. But Edwene said, you know, when you start following these principles, she used the image of the Israelites, manna. Remember the manna? Manna was going to flow. The rain is going to flow. But then if you don't have goals, and I know this is the family hour, but I'm not going to change Edwene Gaines's words. She had a way with words. She said, you know, if you don't have goals, as the manna flows and all that, you're just going to pish it away. You're just going to pish it away. You need these goals to center and to use this stuff, use these resources, divine resources, to create something which is going to be spiritually uplifting. And it's also important to really honestly, truly checking out these goals. And these are some of the things which I would suggest doing as we search for goals. I'll get to this piece of paper in a minute because we're going to be building our field of dreams. First, I would say that ask yourself, does this goal really delight you? Does it really speak to your heart? You know, as Duke Ellington said, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. If it doesn't have that compunction in there, then you know it's probably going to eventually you'll lose sight of it, and it won't follow through with it. I go back very often to the 37th Psalm, and as you get to know me, you'll know that I believe that God can speak to us in so many ways besides the Bible. God can speak to us through the Big Bopper, through the Bible, through the radio, through something which is skywriting up there, talking to a friend, something coming over the radio. But God can also talk to us through the Bible. And a psalm which has talked to me is the 37th Psalm, where it says, "Delight in the Lord, and you will have the desires of your heart." Delight in the Lord, and you will have the desires of your heart. When you have that desire, then going for this goal, it's not work, it's love, and it sometimes even is play. So first I would just talk about that. Next, about goals. Ask yourself, will this really advance either me, SLC, or the Sacramento, or the world around? Will it advance us spiritually? Will it really raise us spiritually? And if it won't, you know, really don't waste your time. Affirmative prayer, law of attraction, law of mind. And we're going to be going into all of that. Don't use these spiritual tools on that, use it for something which is truly going to be uplifting us all spiritually. And but if it is uplifting us spiritually, then go for it, and go for it with gusto. And the story which I think really makes this clear is one of my favorite Mother Teresa stories. When I was at United Way, I worked with a wonderful executive from Catholic Charities, Bob. And Bob he worked very well with Mother Teresa. And so when Mother Teresa would come to the United States, North America, South America, oftentimes Bob was her angel and went along with them. So Mother Teresa and Bob are on a jet plane flying to Santiago. And over the intercom comes, in a few minutes, flight attendants are going to come through the cabin and start serving lunch. And so Mother Teresa is sitting there and says, Bib, he called Bob Bib, said, Bib, how much do these meals cost? Oh, well, you don't pay anything. No. How much do these meals cost the airline? I don't know, Mother. Well, go find out. Go. Hi. Mother Teresa would like to know what these... We don't know. Well, it's Mother Teresa. Would you call your headquarters and find... They cost $7.49. Thank you. Mother, $7.49. Oh, thank you. Bib. Ask them if I won't eat the meal, will they make a donation of $7.49 to the soup kitchen in Santiago? Go. Mother Teresa we'll call headquarters. Yes, we will do that. Mother, they will do that. Oh, good. Bib. Because other people are seeing this and they don't want, to eat their lunch. And Bib, ask them if other people will not eat their lunch, whether they will also make a donation of $7.49. Go. And so, yes. Mother, it seems like nobody on the plane is going to eat the lunch. So, yes, they'll make a donation of $7.49 for everybody on the... Oh, good. Ask them what they are going to do with the food which nobody's going to eat. Mother Teresa wants to know what you're going to do with... We don't know. Well, they don't know. Mother, they don't know. Ask them if they'll give me the food which nobody's going to eat so I can take it to the soup kitchen in Santiago. Yes, Mother, they said they will do. Oh, good. Bib, ask them if the airline will hire a truck so I can take their food, which nobody's going to eat, to the soup kitchen in Santiago. Yes. We have this image of Mother Teresa and Edwene Gaines, too, as being sort of these little saintly grandmothers. And they were in part. But also, both Mother Teresa and Edwene Gaines could be like General Patton with pearl-handled revolvers there. When we work with these spiritual principles, if we work them hard, if we are dedicated to them, and it's not always easy making these changes and stuff like that, but that kind of dedication of using these spiritual tools, which we're going to be talking about, is really honestly, truly important. Another thing, which, again, checking out your goals and your dreams, is to be specific. Edwene Gaines was very much about, you should be specific. I saw her do this several times. She brought down the house. I probably won't, but she would pretend she had a telephone and say, yes, Mason. And this was not how if you ever heard Edwene Gaines, boy, oh boy, this was not how she really sounded in real life. But yes, and Macy's, this is Edwene Gaines, yeah. It's my birthday. I'd like something nice. Well, I don't know, something nice. Nice? Yeah, I just want something nice. And she would very much about, be specific. Be specific in writing, vision boarding, whatever writing. Be specific about what the goal is. However, after you've done that, it's this or something better. It's this or something better. And if it's not this, it's because you know, and your faith is strong enough, you know that something better is tumbling down Jacob's ladder for you. It took 4 years of hard work. My daughter Therese was adopted. My late wife Debbie died of cancer 8 years ago. And it was 4 years of work getting, before Therese showed up. But we visioned and everything else like that, this or something better. And when we had the option with Therese, we changed really quickly. And guess what? We got something better. A lot of times, well, so why do you have to do this? A lot of times you have to go through this process so that something better shows up. So very much this or something better. Also, I would strongly, in checking out goals, also, where is your relationship with a higher power? I mean, many of us, maybe in the old days we had this vision of God, and it was usually a he, up in the clouds, long white hair, white robes, and a finger like this, and if you stepped on a crack, boy, oh boy, thunderbolts came down. Most of us, have graduated from that. But there are days when we go through, God, I was born under a bad sign. I was born under a bad sign. God's will for me must be cod liver oil, Metamucil, and again, I shared earlier, during the move, there were you're a minister, you should be a floating lotus blossom down the Sacramento River, and that is not, that's not always the case. Oh my God, overwhelmed from this, it will never happen, blah, blah, blah. When you start feeling that, to check that out and to realize this is error thought and to get out of it as quickly as you can. Several things that Jesus said I think we should take really seriously, and we should take them as personal promises to each and every one of us. Jesus said, I have come that they may have life and have it abundantly. Do you really believe that? Or do you believe, I've come that everybody else may have life and have it abundantly except you, Rick Belous? And it's the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Charles Fillmore talked about God's storehouse. And I think all too often, so many of us have this feeling like if we go into God's storehouse, boy, oh boy, our knuckles are going to be wrapped with a big, with a big rule. Charles Fillmore said God created that storehouse for you to go into it, for you to go into it. Do we see ourselves as sort of like dogs under the table, and every once in a while maybe Master will throw us a scrap? Or do we see ourselves as part of the divine family, sitting at the table with all the rights and responsibilities there too of somebody who is a member of the divine family? I think this, is so important. I've seen so many people who believe in God, but don't think that God believes in them. And that's not the truth. That's honestly not the truth. I can hear some folks saying, well, I haven't earned it. It's not a question of earning. This is what grace is all about. When I came to Virginia, a kindly Virginian gentleman, elderly fellow, took me out to breakfast, and I ordered bacon and eggs. And when the waitress came, it was bacon and eggs in this white glop. And so I asked him, I said, what's this? He looked at me and said, them's grits. I said, but I didn't order them. He said, oh, Rick, in this part of the world, grits is like grace. They just come with the meal. They just come with the meal. And to realize that, one of my first memories, I was 3 years old, and I remember this so ironically, I have the memory so well. I wanted a tricycle, and my grandfather gave me a tricycle, but I didn't believe that the tricycle was mine. My grandfather had to finally pick me up, put me on the tricycle. I wiggled off to get off that tricycle. He picked me up again, held my hands to the handlebar, and pushed around until I finally believed that tricycle was mine. I go back and try to relive that memory in my mind. And now I see myself getting on the tricycle and saying, thank you, Grandpa, for that tricycle. Thank you, Grandpa, for that tricycle. So that gets us down to this piece of paper. If you don't have it, the greeters can get it to you. On one side, it says list, and there's nothing magic with 3, but list 3 dreams or goals that you would like to see become a reality in your personal life. And on the other side, it says, please list 3 dreams and goals that you would like to see become a reality at our community, Spiritual Life Center. And I think there are 3 levels. 1, on a personal level, 2, on an SLC level, and 3, I got to tell you, I think, and I'll explain more in future weeks, what we do at SLC is going to have an influence well beyond SLC and Sacramento. We work with Reverend Gary Simmons, wrote probably the most influential New Thought book of my generation, The Eye of the Storm. I see, when Reverend Gary, and he's working with Integral Ministries and Models for the 21st Century, I could see when people ask Gary, it's interesting, but can you give me one example of where this stuff has really worked and produced really positive results? I would love it, and I think it's possible that the first thing coming out of Gary's mouth will be, check out SLC in Sacramento. We can have that positive influence beyond. It was great for SLC, but it will be great when what we have been able to do can be shared and replicated other places. So please think of what we've talked about. Write down your dreams and goals, both on a personal level, SLC level, and then next week, we're going to have 2 roundtables. We're going to meet after the 9 o'clock service and also after the 11 o'clock service. Let's meet and share and talk about this because, we're starting a strategic planning process. It is so important to get your input and for us to really think about what our goals should be. So I think it all boils down to a few key points. First, the time is right for us to build a real field of dreams here at SLC. Second, goals are very important. That manna from heaven, we don't want to see it wasted, but we want to see it directed and used wisely. Third, test out those goals. Do these goals really hit that desires of your heart? Do they really lead to spiritual advancement? And fourth, it's so important to have a healthy concept of the divine. And when those weeds start growing in your garden, it is so important to weed them out. And so, I remember many of us, when we were kids, we watched Batman, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Remember Batman? And at the end of the show, they used to say, boys and girls, tune in again next week, same bat time, same bat channel for another thrill-packed episode of Building Our Field of Dreams. Thank you, and God bless. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we be off flying here. So next week, the topic will be building our field of dreams, moving beyond head knowledge. And so that's going to just take us a little bit farther. It will be obviously Reverend Rick, and Reverend Janae will be doing the meditation, and Ann Roche will be here as our vocalist again. I want to remind you, he was just talking, yes, we were just talking, he was just talking about the round table, and we're going to call this Round Table with Reverend Rick, and I'm guessing over the year he might have more than one, but the idea is to take these forms that we've passed out and think about what he talked about today, and of course whatever he talks about next week, and then write down your ideas and then go into these roundtables and discuss what you've come up with. If you forget these, please don't, but if you forget them, we will have them more next week. And also there will be a link in YouTube for you to download this form if you want to participate. Our plan is to have this in person and via Zoom, so please plan on attending these both things. So Newcomers, we love to greet our newcomers. We love newcomers. And if you are watching us online for the very first time or the first couple of times, you can connect with us by going to the slcworld.org and click on Connect. And you can fill out a welcome card, and that will put you in contact with us, and you will know what kind of things are going on at SLC. And if you watch that enough, and then you'll decide to come see us in person, which would be very cool. And then, for those of you who are here in person, again, we'd love to welcome you. And so, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to raise your hand, but we're going to give you a card, and you can fill it out and take it to the welcome table out there. And at the welcome table, they have a very warm welcome and a very special gift. So, if you're here for the very first time today, please raise your hand. Okay, all right. Thank you for coming. We're always happy to have new people with us. We bless you and we appreciate you. And now, do you have some words to say, Paula?
I can.
Okay. We're trying to change up the way we're talking about our like, comment, share, and subscribe. And Paula had this brilliant idea, so would you share that, please?
Well, first of all, I would like to know how many of you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Okay, that's a good number. I would like to let you know that since we last reported, we now have close to 1,700 subscribers, which is a good sign. It's a forward sign. And when you like and when you subscribe, it affects the algorithm and pushes more people. It pushes it out to more people will see it. And for you personally, when you subscribe, it will show up. The latest things that we post will show up in your recommended feed. So we did post Friday evening's live stream, which is fabulous. If you want to go back and visit that, tomorrow Dominique will add chapters to it, so you can go in and just go to your favorite part if you want. And also we posted the music video too. And we have a SLC Music Ministry. If you put that in the search, SLC Music Ministry, you will find the music video that we did for James, along with 150 other pieces of music. We clip music from different services that we think belong there, and you can go in and listen to your heart's content. So those are reasons to like and subscribe.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you. And now it is our opportunity to support Spiritual Life Center. So if you're watching us online, you can text SLC Love to 44321. You can also go to slcworld.org and click on the donate button. And of course, you can always mail in an offering should you choose to do that. And if you are here with us today, obviously you are here with us in person because I'm looking at you. If you give electronically, which of course is our preferred way of giving, you can hold your offering up symbolically, and if you have your offering in your hand, just hold it up and let us say our prayer together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
Goes tick-tock, your heart beats hip-hop. You know there's something greater you're called to be. You shut tight your eyes and breathe in deeper. You slowly open your eyes, take in the moment. Set all your sights on all the possibilities. You're a little shaken by the dream you're making real. Every step and every turn has led you to this place. Everything and everyone's a gift to lift you to higher space. Yeah, yeah. every instance. And now's the time to stand up.
Stand up.
For Team Humanity, you can't wait much longer. No, the fight grows stronger every day, everywhere around the world. Do-gooders rising up. Hey, what if I told you you're the one to bring us to greater love?
Bring us to greater love.
Yeah.
The world is waiting.
Oh, the world is waiting for you. Right on your once in a universe superstar.
The world is waiting for you.
Get your groove on, you trailblazing wonder that you
All that you are.
are. I know who you are.
All that you are.
This world's feeling wrong, but we can love it right. The world of peace is long, but baby, worth the fight. I put my faith in you. I know you can aspire the way that you do, like only you can do.
The world is waiting for you.
Right on your once in a universe superstar. Get your groove on, you trailblazing wonder that you are.
The world
The world is waiting for you.
The world
Oh,
is
yeah. Once in a universe superstar. Yeah, the world is waiting for you.
The world is waiting.
My beloved superstar.
Trailblazing superstars, you are.
Dear Spirit, thank you for this growing season. And help us to know that much of what we get is going to be manna coming down from heaven that we will wisely use. Thank you for our time, treasure, and talent that is dedicated to SLC. And for this and so much more, we say thank you and amen and amen. Let's say that wonderful prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. Let's sing that wonderful peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with thee. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as
Also, please stay for the postlude. It's going to be fantastic music.
You guys, I want you to wait to do the drawing because I want to hear my name. Okay? So just wait for me, okay? Oh, enjoy the postlude and I'll see you out there.
Yes, Paula.